Welcome, my academical learners, and welcome to the journey through academics with Mrs. Jansen. Now, today, I am inviting all my Afrikaans first additional languages, grade 9, grade 10, mostly grade 10. So we are going to take a look at a short story, a kort verhaal, soos ons dit in Afrikaans noem. Now, basically, the basics that we need to know for a short story is the same for any language. Alright, we are going to concentrate on a prescribed grade 9-10 Afrikaans short story, but first we're going to check out the basics for any short story in any language. Right, now let's start. The first thing that you must always remember is your acronym. TTTPCL. I just need to correct it. That doesn't need to be an N. That needs to be a C. So that is your basics that you need to know. Let's learn our rhythm again. TTTPCL. Alright, now what does it stand for and how do we apply it when we need to analyze a kort verhaal, a short story? Now, first of all, we need to take a look at the title, die titel. The title of the story tells us more or less what the story is going to be about. Now, remember, Afrikaans English. In Afrikaans, if I'm not sure what the Afrikaans word is, my first technique is to directly translate it back to English. So, titel, title. Title, titel. Alright, everybody with me? Okay, now as we're going to read on the actual story, we're going to make notes. But in this specific story that we're going to take a look at, Hemelvaart, my titel, Hemelvaart, means Ascension Day. Alright, that means the day when Jesus goes back to heaven. Alright, so there I have something I call a intertext. A intertext. English technique? No. So this story is not about Jesus. It's not a Christian story going back to heaven. But my title is going to fit the content. So number one, I look at my title. Hemelvaart, when Jesus went back to God to heaven. Toe Jesus teruggegaan het hemel toe, om by God te wees. Next one in line, my thema. Now the thema of the story, English technique, thema, theme, is always one that you need to know from the top of your head. Jy moet dit altyd onthou, want my thema is a short summary of what my story is about. Alright, now in the case of Hemelvaart, my thema gaan oor suicide, selfmoord. Wat gebeur met mense wat selfmoord of suicide pleeg? What happens with people that commit suicide? Do they go to heaven like Jesus or not? Alright. Now on that note, let's just repeat it again. Remember, autistic, we pay attention to detail. My thema means a short summary of what the story is all about. In Hemelvaart beteken dit, wat gebeur met mense wat selfmoord pleeg? Suicide. Gaan hulle hemel toe of gaan hulle nie hemel toe nie? Okay, now, in every story, we get two endings. I can get a closed ending. That means the story ends with a conclusion. You know what's going to happen. You know how it ended. It's concluding. Fine, perfect. Yay, here we go. Then we get a story which we call an open-ended one. Now, this story in particular is an open-ended story. In Afrikaans, we call it a oop einde. Nou, 'n oop einde beteken, daar is nie finaliteit nie. There's no conclusion. You can make your own conclusion about what was the final outcome of the story. So let's take it again. A closed ending, a toe-einde, daar is 'n conclusion. Nee, daar is 'n einde. Ons weet wat gebeur het. 'n Open ending, 'n oop einde. Jy kan self besluit wat die einde gaan wees. You can decide by yourself. Nee, what you think was actually the end of the story. Alright, so now we are done with 2 of our T's. Our third T, my tone, the tone of the story. And guys, this goes the same for a poem. Any story or any poem or any literature piece has a specific tone. Now, a fancy word for tone in Afrikaans can also be stemming. Stem, voice, the tone of my poem. Now, is the tone a happy one? Is it a sad one? Afrikaans, is dit 'n gelukkige een, 'n hartseer een, 'n depressed one, 'n depressiewe een, né? Dit is die tone van my storie. So once you know the tone of your story, you know what will the story be. Now, happy, sad, depressed, morbid, né? Fictional, scary. It's almost like the genre of the story. Right. Next one. P, my place. Now, a fancy word for place, plek, in Afrikaans is ruimte. So you will see in the tests, they will ask you, wat is die ruimte van die storie? Now, ruimte is just a fancy word for the place of the story. Where does the story take place? Right. C, my characters. Now, let's make it easy. We don't make it difficult. The names. Who is in the story? Alright. Now, very important. I need to differentiate. Differentiate Afrikaans, die verskil. I need to differentiate between 2 types of characters. And you have heard that before. Now, I get a protagonist. Now, a protagonist is my good guy. Alright, how are we going to remember that? Pro means good. Now, if you are a pro, soos wat julle gaan word, dan beteken dit jy is goed. En dan kry ons my antagonist. Antagonist is my bad guy. Alright, now how are we going to remember that? Anti. Anti is most against. Now, so I get my protagonist, my good guy, and I get my antagonist, my bad guy, together with my hoofkarakters, nee, and my other people in the story. Right. And the last one that's very important is the use of language in the story. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is very important en daar is 'n belangrike woord wat jy moet leer. Now, the language of the story fits the audience. I'm going to say it again. Autistic, pay attention to detail. The language of the story fits the audience. Alright. Now, in the stories that we are currently doing in South Africa, the prescribed stories, is normally typical teenage language. Let me say that in Afrikaans. Typische teenage language. Typische tienertaal. Alright, because the stories are made for you. The stories are written for you. Alright, and you are teenagers. So my language must fit my audience. In academics, high school, grade 9, grade 10, most of the stories are written in typische tienertaal. Right, now you're going to get a question, why? Hoekom? Hoekom is die story in typische tienertaal geskryf? And here comes the word that you need to remember. Let's refer on top. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the language of the story makes it realistic, worthy of believing. Now, for Afrikaans, what do we call the Afrikaans word for worthy of believing? Everybody focus. Geloofwaardig. And that means realistic. Or to make it easier, you can just say realisties. English technique. Now, but let's say again. Why do I use typische tienertaal? For a story, that's written for teenagers because it makes it worthy of believing. Afrikaans, geloofwaardig, realisties. Now, how are we going to remember that? Now, from my brain side of view. Okay, if I read you a story, so ek nou vir jou 'n storie lees. Nou, en ek sê vir jou, hierdie is nou 'n tiener story. This is now a teenager story. Now, and I read this completely out of the world difficult Afrikaans stories. Ek sê vir jou, Anna stap stewig met 'n majestueuse huppel in haar trippel die donker, vreesagtige straat af. Then you're gonna go, man? What's going on here? Nee. So you're not gonna believe the story. But if I just say, Anna stap met 'n simpel pas in die donker straat af en sy dink by haarself, flippin' hell, dis scary. Are you gonna believe me now? Yes. Alright? So this is the basics of our short story. Alright. Remember, what do we need to learn? We learn our recipe. TTT-PCL. Title, theme, tone, place, character, language. In Afrikaans, titel, tema, toon, plek, karakters, language, taal. Alright. So now everybody got the simple basic backgrounds of how do we go about. Everybody with me? Alright. When we need to approach a short story in Afrikaans, first additional language, or in any language for that matter. Now, to give you a little bit of background of Hemelvaart. Remember now we said Hemelvaart is the intertext, the intertext. Now, Hemelvaart is about a girl named Anna. Her name's Anna. Anna is die hoofkarakter. You can make your notes as you go, or just pause and replay. As easy as that. Anna is die hoofkarakter. Alright. Now, Anna speel die orgel. She's playing the organ. And she gets organ lessons in the church. Alright. Everybody with me? Okay. But at school, there is gossiping stories about Dominee. Now, Dominee is the pastor of the church. Alright. Now, the gossip stories is that Dominee has, in Afrikaans we say lol. Lol means molested, né? Chiri, chiri, chiri. With a guy named the Blonde Malan seun. Alright. Now, both Dominee seun and the Blonde Malan seun has very strange behavior at the school. They are kind of withdrawn. Alright, everybody, does that make sense? And Anna can see it. Okay, alright. So, one day, it was very cold. Very, very cold. No, and Anna wasn't lustful practicing the oral. Sy wou nie oral lesse hê nie. Sy wou net in haar bed lê met warm sjokolade. Nou, en sy wil net Amy Winehouse. Can you see typical teenage language nou? Sy wil net Amy Winehouse op haar oorfone luister. Dis al wat sy wil doen. Sy wil nie oral gaan oefen nie. But okay, Tannie Marie, that is the lady in the church that plays the organ, gives her lessons. And Tannie Marie is waiting for her. So she has to go. Sy moet gaan. Nou, okay. Right. And she goes and goes and goes and goes. Now, Anna is a little bit de mekaar. Anna's de mekaar. One thing that she always does is she loses her handskoene, her mittens. En nou het haar ma vir haar gesê, Anna, as jy weer jou handskoene verloor, gaan jy jou eie handskoene met jou eie sakgeld moet koop. You will need to buy your own mittens with your own pocket money. And Anna doesn't want to do that because she's saving every single cent of her allowance, haar sakgeld, to go to Oppie Koppie. Now, Oppie Koppie is a music festival. Now, that's the annual music festival that everybody always attend. Now, previous years, Anna couldn't attend it because she didn't have enough money. Now, but now she's saving. She said, hierdie jaar gaan ek nie daai musiekfees mis nie. Sy gaan nie Oppie Koppie mis nie. Alright. So, die kinderstories. Now, that's an important theme in our story, Hemelvaart, né? Gossip stories. Die kinderstories oor Dominee, wat met die Blonde Malan seun gelol het. Nou, het die hele dorp vol gegaan. You know mos how go gossip stories, né? It starts and it never ends. Oh, my darling, oh, do I know that? Alright. So one day, Anna was entering the church. And, careful, die toon, the tone, die stemme. It was cold in the church, dark in the church. Now, there was some sort of a scary atmosphere, nee, a bang atmosphere in die kerk. And as Anna was approaching the pulpit, the stage, die verhoog, daar waar die orgel is, where the organ is, and she was looking for her mittens, bending underneath the benches and say, oh, where's my mittens? She saw a jacket that she recognized. And she thought there was someone else in the church. Alright. And she starts a conversation. Maybe it's Tant Marie, maybe it's Dominee, but there was no response. And then Anna sees something that was extremely shocking. Toe het sy iets gesien wat haar geskok het. So kom ons kyk gou na ons karakters, né? Our characters, die name van ons karakters. Ek het vir Anna, sy is my hoofkarakter. Ek het vir Dominee, the pastor of the church. Ek het vir Tannie Marie. Tannie Marie is the tannie that plays the organ and gives Anna oral lesse. Ek het die blonde Malanseun. Nou die blonde Malanseun is the guy that the gossip stories is all about, ne? That Dominee has chi-chi-chi with him, ne? And then I have Dominee's son. So that's my characters. Anna, Dominee, Tannie Marie, die blonde Malanseun en Dominee se seun. Now wait for it. We are going to start reading. Guys, you can make some notes if you start reading. Some of the important stuff I will tell you to maybe underline or to write down, alright? Or you can do whatever you please. So, Inkboeke, the story comes out of Ink, the storybook Ink, page 248. Everybody open up, maak oop, by Ink, bladsy 248.